Our bones make up our framework, and there's a heavy load placed upon it from releves, jumps, and even turns. Dancers test the waters of their body's bone strength every day. But research shows that when compared to the general population, dancers have a higher prevalence of both stress fractures and low bone mineral density. So what should dancers know about not only supporting strong bones, but also maintaining strong bones? That's what we're going to cover in today's discussion.
I'm Rachel Fine, registered dietitian nutritionist and founder of To The Point Nutrition. A dancer's performance is a direct result of hard work and motivation. So where does food fit into this? There's a lot of myths and a ton of antiquated ideals, and I'm here to dispel those.
Hi, I'm Rachel Fine. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist helping dancers like you utilize food to support their dancing, not just for now, but also for the long haul. Today, we are dedicating our discussion to bone health because especially for dancers who experience any bout of restrictive eating or disordered eating, there's no doubt that our bones might be the subject of challenges. So despite its tough appearance, I want you to know that bone is technically considered living tissue, similar to our blood vessels. Bone tissue has blood vessels, cells, proteins, minerals, and vitamins all within its core, making up its complex framework. As we grow throughout childhood, we build bone mass to ultimately, by around the age of 25, though that exact age is a bit debated, we ultimately reach what's called our peak bone mass. This is what really sets us up for our future. This is the greatest amount of bone tissue that a dancer can attain, but throughout life, bone tissue is constantly being remodeled. Now, the higher your peak bone mass is by the time you get to your 20s, the stronger they're likely to remain beyond your 20s. So adequate nutrition starting from a young age is essential for a dancer to support their bone strength. So how can dancers start supporting their bone strength today? Well, first and foremost, I want you to get comfortable with calories. Unfortunately, calories, the word itself is vilified amongst so many dancers. Calories is just another word for energy. Our bodies need energy on any given day, not just to support your work in the studio, but also to support itself metabolically. And it's pretty straightforward. If your body's not getting enough calories throughout time, then you are increasing your body's risk to injury. Energy balance, this is the term we utilize to reflect the calories going into your body and whether or not they are supportive of the calories you are expending on any given day. But when there isn't enough energy or calories going in, such as with a sufficient meal and snack plan, then you risk a syndrome known as relative energy deficiency in sport, something I previously discussed. And it's a syndrome of negative implications that spiral from hormonal deficiencies resulting from too few calories getting into your body to support its needs. So your first line of defense in preventing relative energy deficiency in sport, or RED-S, is with an adequate meal and snack plan. Working with a licensed professional, a registered dietitian nutritionist, is going to be your best bet to help ensure that your current eating routine is actually meeting your needs. Together, we'll look at a snapshot of your day to see if your meals and snacks are both sufficient, not just from a calorie standpoint, but also from a nutrient standpoint. To ensure that you're getting an adequacy, we're also thinking about variety within your food choices. This can be even more challenging for dancers who do experience disordered eating behaviors and the dieting mentality, both of which often exacerbate food fears, making it challenging for dancers to get in that variety throughout their day. Another important point to building strong bones is getting over your fear of fat. Similar to calories, the word fat in of itself unfortunately gets vilified within the dance world. But fat, both on our plates and on our bodies, plays an incredibly important role on our body's ability to build and maintain the hormones needed to support strong bones. So let me back up a little bit. What are hormones? They're chemical messengers that travel through your blood to deliver messages to your tissues and your organs. Hormones themselves, these are typically made from proteins or fats, usually coming from our food. Now, the hormones that specifically support the communications for your body to build strong bones, FYI, estrogen and testosterone, are made from something called cholesterol. Cholesterol is a fat-like substance that comes from our food. If your body stores are too low in fat or your diet is too low in fat, then you risk its ability to get these tools in order to support the building and maintenance of those important hormones. You're likely saying, wait, isn't cholesterol a bad thing? No, actually, no, it's not. Have excessive amounts of cholesterol on our bodies been shown to negatively impact heart health? Yes, but that's a completely different conversation. And for dancers, especially, who are more prone to either expending above average levels of energy throughout their day and or getting in overall inadequate intakes of all fats throughout their day, then it's incredibly important we take with context the need for dancers to incorporate fats into their diets. The bottom line, you need to eat foods that are rich in fat in all of your meals and snacks throughout your days. Next up is a need for dancers to seek licensed and credible support. And this is because whether or not you are recovering from a bone-related injury like a stress fracture, medical nutrition therapy can be incredibly important to the construction of an adequate meal and snack plan. A registered dietitian nutritionist is a licensed practitioner who's licensed to provide that medical nutrition therapy. We can look at your current meal patterns and identify the potential for holes that might be existing, especially with specific bone building nutrients. A dietitian can also work alongside a medical provider to suggest further testing to look at your current bone mineral density and potentially suggest the need for supplementation, such as with calcium and vitamin D supplementation. And for dancers, the presence of low bone mineral density does in fact call for a need for medical nutrition therapy. And on that note, you might need to prioritize certain foods and nutrients. Calcium and vitamin D are most notable. These can be found in dairy, but also dairy-free alternatives, which are most often fortified with nutrients like calcium and vitamin D these days. Leafy greens, mushrooms, fatty fish like tuna and salmon, and even eggs with the yolk are additional sources. In fact, I have an entire free trial of The Healthy Dancer that focuses on this nutrient specialization for you to start to identify not just the importance of a food first approach in attaining some of these nutrient specifications, but also how to do so in a way that's not going to be obsessive to you. So I'm going to link the free trial in the show notes. Another major consideration for dancers wanting to build and maintain supportive bone mass is to reconsider their weight goals. Body weight in general is a very sensitive topic for dancers. But the sensitivity doesn't mean it's something that we shouldn't address, especially when it comes to helping dancers provide their bodies with a sufficient amount of tools and energy it needs for health and for performance. To support strong bones, it's incredibly important for dancers to start to recognize the importance of their set point weight range and prioritizing this over any idealized best body goals that they might be attempting to attain. Quick recap, your set point weight range is where your body lives most comfortably. It's a weight range that does not require the use of restrictive eating patterns and or exhaustive exercise routines in order to maintain. In other words, it's our body's happy weight. It's not controlled by our food choices, it's controlled biologically and predetermined genetically. If you have a fear of weight gain, then your work in building and maintaining supportive bone mass is going to span beyond just this conversation. And this is where working alongside those licensed professionals, such as a registered dietitian like myself and a mental health practitioner, can be super helpful because dismantling the fear of weight gain and recognizing the importance of allowing your body to live at a place where it can maintain its strongest self is incredibly important for the long-term success of your dance potential. So it goes without saying, building and maintaining strong bones for dancers is incredibly important, but it's also sometimes easier said than done, especially when a dancer is struggling with restrictive or disordered eating behaviors. In any of these cases, please reach out. I'm here to support you. I have a ton of resources, both free and paid, that can truly benefit you and help in your journey towards learning how to build meals and snacks that are going to best support you, support your bones, and the very framework that is maintaining you as a dancer. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.